up, guys? This is Don from strongandfar.com, going over how to set up your arch today. Today we're going to go over two simple ways to set up your arch. One way being like a high arch, another one being like a low arch with your feet tucked behind you or forward in front of you. Depends on your preference and your flexibility level. Some people like a higher arch. I'm sure you've seen some videos. People with a really nice high arch and their feet really tucked behind them. Some people with their not so much of an arch and their feet in front of them. Comes down to what you feel is best for you. I'll show you how I set up my arch, more traditional style bench, not too far back. It's not too much of an extreme tuck. It's more of a middle tuck. You see some videos, usually some of the girls, they'll have a bigger tuck and more flexibility in their back. I am a glorified gingerbread man, so I do not have that much of an arch. So you're going to show you that on the bench, my shoulder blades are tucked behind me, they're pinched together. You don't want your traps flex and high behind you, but you want them nice and rounded and tight behind you, so you're pinching your shoulder blades together. So I shouldn't be able to put my fingers in between your shoulder blades. That allows you to have a nice tight upper back and a nice position for the beginning part of your bench. Now the next part we're going to go over is your arch setup. As you can see here, my arch is set up in a middle arch, what they call. It's not an extreme arch, but it isn't a flat arch. A lot of guys have a tighter arch, meaning that they're a lot higher up, but when I was taught for my flexibility level that I'm going to do as best as I can to be as the best arch that I can build. I'm going to expand my belly, you show that my nice big fat gut sticking out, alright, that means a nice big platform for me to bench off of, and now you notice my feet, they aren't too far behind me, but they're enough that allows me to keep my butt down on the bench and get nice leg drive. What I mean by leg drive is, since my feet are tucked behind me, my heels aren't going to be on the ground initially. What I'm going to try to do is drive my heels into the ground as hard as I can. Sometimes I'm able to touch, sometimes I'm not, depending on the bench that I'm on or how I'm feeling or how my flexibility is. But you can see, as hard as I can, I want to try to flex my heel into the ground to get nice strong leg drive and transfer it through my body. Again, when I transfer through my body, it is crucial that you keep that upper body tight and nice and stiff into the bench. Because if not, you'll lose that tightness in your upper body, you'll lose that launch pad into your lats, and your upper body will slide across the bench instead of giving you a nice sturdy platform to bench off of. Now I want to show you what a flat bench would be, or a not so extreme of an arch. On this flat bench, you're going to notice that I don't have that big of an arch, that my feet are now further in front of me. Kind of almost like I'm squatting. I have a nice wide base, not extreme, about shoulder width if I would be standing up, maybe a little bit further out, but you're going to notice that my feet are flat on the ground. And I want to drive my feet similar how I would in the squat. Nice push outside of my feet and keep my legs tight. A lot of people don't have great flexibility in their back, and that's how they were taught, or a lot of the older generations of people benching. Like guys like Bill Kazmaier and Larry Pacifico, they didn't have too high of a bench arch. They actually had a nice medium arch, but their feet were straight back in front of them, kind of like how they would set up like any other time. I'm sure the first time you got on a bench is the same way you were taught, nice flat back, but this time you can still keep your upper body flexed and tight, and you're going to keep your butt tight, and you're going to keep more contact with the bench. Now obviously your bar pad is going to be a little larger because you don't have that much of an arch, but still the same rules apply. Push with your feet, drive through your heels, nice on the outside of your feet, keep your legs nice and tight, and so now when you push the bar off your chest, you have that launch pad from your feet up into the bar.